Of course, your debut was incredible.
Yeah.
Having Brett introduce you, bring you out there for the first time in Montreal of all places, crazy, the shoulder story that you've talked about injury, but it just speaks to how excited you were. And I know you've talked you speak very highly of him. He means a lot. Do you ever hear from him while you're doing this incredible stuff?
Not
Do you have
really.
any kind of, no?
That's on me. I've been meaning to text him for about 3-4 years.
3-4 years?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Just
you have his phone number and you don't use it?
Somebody gave me his phone number, and I thought to myself, I just want to text him and just let him know how much he means or meant to me, and not only me, but our entire generation of workers. But now, like, everyone at AEW is constantly talking about Brett, and I'm like, okay, so at least he knows. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to hear it from me, but he knows. He knows, like, we all love him. I'd still like to just tell him one day how much he meant to me and what a huge fan I was, but I really should. I really should. What am I doing?
Life is too short.
Yeah, and you're finding that out more and more lately, So, yeah, I absolutely should. I'm just not a big texter.
You're not a big texter.
That's a lie. I kind of do text, but I kind of don't reach out to people either.
I wanted to ask you about Jay Briscoe, and I'm very sorry about that. And the whole wrestling world is still mourning. And I saw you tweet about the video package that was aired in his honor, and it's great to see that they were able to do that. You have a long history with him and his brother Kevin as well.
Yeah.
If I could just ask, like, how you felt, and I know you just touched on it a little bit, but hearing news like that, and I know this industry has had a lot of heartbreak.
Yeah.
This one was a little bit different, an accident. How you felt and how you are dealing with it now?
So pretty much, sometimes I almost wonder if, like, something's wrong with me, because I hear this horrible news and, like, it doesn't do anything to me initially. I'm just like, what? No. Denial, like instant denial. Like, no, there's a mistake. What are you talking about? And then I'm just like, oh my God, this. But, like, it just takes a little minute for it to process. So it's not like I've recently some other horrible loss in my life. And when I heard the news, I was just like, wait, what? And then when my wife heard the news, she, like, burst into tears and fell on the ground. So it's like she processed that information instantaneously. Whereas with me, there's, like, I don't even know what it is, defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms, denial, whatever's going on. I don't have this thing figured out. So, same thing with Dusty. I remember when I heard Dusty passed away, I was just like, what? Oh my God. Dusty passed away. And then it took like 2 hours before I was like, oh my God, he passed away. And you know what I mean? It's just weird, delayed effect or whatever. So when I first heard the news, I didn't really know what to feel. Kind of nothing at the time, to be honest. And then, I don't know. Then you start, like, looking on Twitter and seeing, like, if this was true, it would be on Twitter, right? By now. I'm seeing a couple of mentions of it, but nothing. And then all of a sudden, the news floods. I'm like, oh my God, it's real. And then I'm seeing pictures and videos, and then it's transporting me in time to, like, 2006, 2007. So it really hurts also because I think that's with a lot of people. Obviously, I'm devastated for his family and his friends and everything, his whole community. But obviously, people internalize these things and also relate it to themselves. So I can't help but be transported back to 2006, 2007, and that time in my life, which was just a great time in my life too. And they were a big part of that time. You know what I mean? So, man, it's just so sad. I don't know. It's so sad. And it's one of those things where, like, I realized I won't get to see him again, and I won't get to wrestle him again, because there's always that thing of, like, I'll see you when I see you. And eventually we all end up back together, you know what I mean? But, like, I'll never wrestle him again. That really sucks. That hurts. That hurts when I think about it, because that's the closest thing to understanding the reality of the situation. It's not when I say I'll never see him again, because I'm like, oh no. It's when I really say I'll never get in the ring with him again. That's when I really feel the real application of what it is to be with him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know. I've been wrestling a long time, so there's a lot of people I might not wrestle again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Life's just kind of sad. I love it, but it is inherently sad.
Have you had a chance to speak to his brother?
No, I'm actually attending the funeral in a couple of days, and I was going to text him, but I figured he was getting a million texts. And then I was like, text is so impersonal, I want to call. And then I didn't, because he was also going to be wrestling on AEW and whatever. I'm just going to go to the funeral and see him in person.
Yeah. And again, I'm sorry. I'm very, very
sorry. It's okay.
Sorry
I I can't accept apologies for me because it's
Well,
not.
You're his friend.
I know, but I feel like
get
it's
it.
not my like.
Yeah.
I don't deserve it in a way. Like, yeah, it was someone I knew and I liked, but he's not mine. Like, say that to his wife, his kids, whatever.
Fair
like,
enough.
I find that weird.
Okay, I'm
no,
sorry.
No, no, no,
I'm sorry for saying sorry.
What I'm saying is I appreciate.
This is a very Canadian moment
there
right
you
here.
go. I appreciate the sentiment, but I find a lot of like guilt in people extending condolences to me because I feel like, hang on a sec, like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? I don't know.